Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Thursday night Bourbon Bytes live stream. I am Clifton, and thank you for joining me for a more traditional stream. I know I've been doing a lot of crazy stuff lately, having some great guests on, doing some gaming, but I'm back to my normal, just Cliffy streams so far. I do have some guests planned in the next couple of months, but today's going to be pretty chill. I picked up 4 different rye whiskeys. These were not sent to me by the brand. So I bought Templeton Rye, which is one that I had not ever had before. So I've heard kind of mixed things about it. I was like, you know what? They were on sale at my local liquor store, and I wanted to grab all 4 of them because I thought it'd be a fun stream. So those are what we're going to be drinking tonight. I have the 4-year, the 6-year, the 10-year, and the Oloroso Cask annual release. I will also be doing a giveaway of pours of all 4 of these. So if you want to get in for a chance to win these, make sure to leave first of all, hit that like button. But any super chats that come in tonight is an entry into the giveaway. Every $5 is 1 entry. And then someone's going to get a sample set of all 4 of these, hopefully great rye whiskeys. We'll see. But do want to do a couple shout outs to people here in the chat. If you're watching the replay, I'll put the time codes at the bottom where you can skip around and find which Templeton you are interested in learning more about. But we're going to try them all. We're going to do a little bit of comparing the different ones because they do go up in age statement and proof. And we're going to find out which one is my favorite. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. I saw Brandon here in the chat earlier and Wesley Zeller. Hope you guys are doing well. I know Brandon just finished a 4 Roses tasting with Brent Elliott, which is freaking amazing. So jealous. And then Wesley said, what did he say he was doing? He said he was another snowy night in northern Indiana. But other than that, not bad. Well, hopefully you are staying safe. I know the weather has been pretty bad across the country right now. My mom is getting ready for another ice storm potentially this weekend in South Carolina. The weather is great here in Southern California. It's like 74 degrees today, like warm, sunny. It was a great day so far. But wherever you are, just hopefully you have a nice glass of bourbon in front of you. Unless you're doing dry January, which a lot of people are. I am not. I guess I could say I'm doing rye January, except that that's not true because I've been drinking so many other things. But tonight we're doing rye January the 20th. So close enough. Speaking of shout outs, I see Big Vic in the house. As well as Sugar Kitty. Sugar Kitty has Deanston 15 in the glass. Thank you, Brandon, for asking everyone what they're drinking, because y'all know I like to read those off at the top of the stream. Wesley is drinking an Elijah Craig store pick. Very cool. My mom actually, that's her favorite bourbon, so she grabbed an Elijah Craig Rye today. I love that she's trying new things. It's so exciting. Hopefully she watches this. If so, hi, Mom. Donnie the Linux Cat is in the house. Donnie and Brandon will be the mods this evening. We may see a few others pop in throughout the night. Hopefully... sorry, wow, my chat just jumped and I realized I lost track of where I was. Scott Pigsley, hope you are doing well, man. I know you had a medical procedure, so hopefully you are recovering well. Whiskey Burger, good to see you. And Perry, this is my Bourbon Podcast. What's up, Perry? Sorry I missed your stream tonight. I didn't really get home to work till like the last, like you were signing off. I was like, I'm not gonna come into the chat as he's signing off. But y'all go check out This Is My Bourbon Podcast. Diana Webb, good to see you, Diana. I don't know why I wasn't clicking on the names. The Hamilton clock on the wall tells us it's time again for another Bourbon Bite stream. Indeed, it is. I was like, Hamilton clock on the wall. Like, did someone change my set? What's up, Whiskey Mountains? Good to see you. Sorry I missed your first message if you had one. But which makes the best whiskey sour? You asked about the Templeton. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a mixer here, but I can normally see what's going to be a good cocktail rye whiskey. Wesley in the house. What's up, Wesley? Hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you. Hope to see you in person soon. Emily says, do the YouTube things. Yes, like, subscribe, and if you feel like supporting the show, you can always super chat. You can also become a Patreon supporter of the show for as little as $2 a month. If you do the $5 a month tier, you get access to our monthly hangout, which will be not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So mark your calendars. Those are a lot of fun. We do some Jackbox games sometimes, and it's just a nice, good, big community hangout. But if you are the $10 tier, you're going to get to hang out right after the stream because we do our after party hangouts every Thursday night after these lives. So thank y'all. And thank you, Emily, for the reminder to give that shout out. So Scott brings up a good point, which is going to be definitely discussed tonight. Templeton soured me when they began their questionable labels. We will talk about the Templeton controversy. Like I said, they didn't send me these bottles. I can speak my mind on this. But we'll see. I have tried these, and there are some good ones in there. So the samples are going to be fun. Like to have. I'm not giving you all duds. Some of these are really, really good. Zopher in the house. What's up, Zopher? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. What? I did not say that, but Anyway, so I don't know why I made that awkward. That wasn't supposed to be awkward. I was trying to make a comeback joke and I couldn't think of it. So I was like, I'm just gonna abandon that and move on. What's I think we got everyone. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'll keep up with the chat. When I don't have a guest on, it's a lot easier to keep up with the chat. Chris Kilray, what's up, Chris? Another local group member in our chat. Chris, hope to see you soon. I'm jealous that y'all are gonna go gather and drink some beer and watch some football, I think, on Saturday. I mean, I don't care about the football part, but I am jealous that you guys are getting together. Wish I could make it down there. Scott Moody, what's up, Scott? Good to see you. Oh, Big Vic. There we go. I was literally trying to figure out what I would have said. So Bourbon Baller, what's up? Good to see you. So let's talk a little bit about Templeton. So, like y'all know, they kind of have a bit of a controversy. This is before my time in the bourbon world or the whiskey world. They got in trouble because they were labeling. I don't know the full details. Y'all may know this better than me, but I do know that they were labeling themselves as a straight rye whiskey. They're cheaper expressions. However, they weren't a straight rye whiskey, and it wasn't because of age. Age was fine. They were actually adding some flavorings into their whiskey. They actually still do that to this day. So they've changed their labels. They have these beautiful bottles. I mean, y'all saw the thumbnail, but these new bottles are one of the best designed bottles I've seen, especially in like a affordable price range. These are beautiful. So the old bottles were the ones. These aren't the ones with the labeling issue. They also weren't clear that they were sourcing. They were kind of doing the whole like, oh, our great grandfather's secret recipe of bourbon. I think that was also part of the issue, but they were actually sourcing from MGP, which they are still sourcing from Indiana. Thankfully, these new bottles do label it as distilled in. Let me make sure before I commit to that. Yeah, on this like label on the back, it's very hard to read. It says produced and bottled by Templeton Rye Spirits, distilled in Indiana. So they have I guess redeemed themselves, but they kind of left a bad taste in everyone's mouth when they kind of tried to skirt around the laws. But speaking of the flavoring thing, this is something that I didn't know until very recently. But you can add for a rye. It doesn't have to be. It cannot be labeled as a straight bourbon or a straight rye. But for something labeled as like a rye whiskey, you can add up to 2.5% of flavorings or blending ingredients, color, like all of that. You can do that to a rye whiskey in America. I did not know this, and apparently, like I said, that's what Templeton was doing. They I have some info here on it a bit, but they did it to try to replicate the original style of whiskey that was made at Templeton. By the way, Templeton is a city in Iowa, so this distillery is based in Iowa. So they wanted to kind of replicate an old pre-prohibition style of whiskey. So they actually worked with a group called, where was it? A group called the Clarendon Flavor Engineers in Louisville, Kentucky. They hired them to make some proprietary flavorings to help the final product better match the family recipe. So they were kind of adding a little bit of stuff to that whiskey. It's, of course, it was all safe ingredients. That's one of the requirements. It cannot be like, like arsenic or anything, but they had to be, safe ingredients, but they could modify it a bit. Now, I have never tried pre-prohibition whiskey, so I don't actually know if that's the case or not. But I do know that I know a good rye whiskey. I love rye whiskey. Even young rye whiskey is one of my favorite styles of whiskey. So I'm very looking forward to all of these, especially the more higher end products. With that being said, like I said, if y'all, I do have a little bit more details in terms of like some details in terms of the details, but about the flavoring, that what they were blending in. They actually said they blended in some other whiskeys as well, so it's not just flavorings. But it had to be less than 2.5%, which is really interesting. I wonder what whiskey they are using for that. But it did seem like they kind of put some thought into it. They tried a bunch of different styles until they settled on one. They just kind of got in trouble because they didn't disclose that on the label at first, but now they do. Scott has mentioned they also call themselves an Iowa whiskey when it's MGB. I think that was the bigger issue, not necessarily the flavoring, but that was the bigger issue there. Independent Joe in the house, thank you so much, Joe. He says the Patreon info there. You also get access to like I said, our hangouts. So thank you, Joe. Good to see you, man. I know you're taking a little bit of a break from Whiskey Tube, but I'm glad you're hanging out in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Let's scroll down. And also, Joe dropping the merch link there too. Yes, you can get shirts like this Bourbon Bytes shirts, as well as a few other gaming themed whiskey shirts. So yeah, check that out. But anyways, I'm tired of talking. I want something in my glass, so I'm gonna pour something along with you guys, and that is going to be Templeton 4-year rye. So this one is 80 proof. So the lowest proof. These do go up in proof as we go up. They also go up in price. This one was about $30-ish. So it depends on your area. I actually bought it when it was on sale, so it was a little bit cheaper than that. Yes, there are also some do it barrel roll shirts that Adriana loves that shirt. Appreciate you repping the merch on the channel. I need to wear my Whiskey Mountain shirt more often. I actually wear that one out in like public a lot more than I wear it on my streams. I just love that shirt. It's so nice. Check out her merch as well. And Joe's mentioning the gaming stream. Yes. So I put a big update on Patreon in terms of my streams. I know there's some confusion. People are like, oh, wait, what are your gaming streams on YouTube? Or are they all on Twitch? Basically, to sum it all up, Thursday nights are always going to be whiskey focused streams. The gaming will not come into play on Thursday nights unless, let's say, another whiskey tube channel challenges me to some multiplayer game. Then there will be gaming. But if you do want to see gaming stuff, you can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bourbon Bytes. However, Saturdays, not every Saturday, but a lot of Saturdays, I will be going live at 6 p.m. Pacific, just like last Saturday. And those are sometimes going to be gaming streams. So Saturday is a more free for all, like crazy kind of stream. Sometimes I'll have guests like Brandon over. And sometimes I'll just like chill and like play a fun game. Like last week, I started playing a game called Arcade Spirits, and it's a dating sim, like comedy kind of game. And I like to involve you guys and helping me pick which person to pursue in that game. It's a ton of fun. We did the intro last week, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, I'm going to do a part 2 of Arcade Spirits. I've met quite a few candidates that are piquing my interest in that game. So Saturday streams are always going to be more fun and more relaxed. So look forward to doing more of those. But Twitch is more of like, I want to go live on whether it's a pre-gaming stream before these Thursday night live streams, or I just want to hop on and play something random. That's where you can find me on Twitch. Appreciate all the follows there. You'll be notified on Twitch when I go live if you follow me there. You can also subscribe on Twitch as well. Amazon Prime members get one free subscription a month. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this Templeton Rye poured. Like I said, the 4-year, 80 proof, about $30. Tired of talking. My throat's getting dry. I need some rye. Wow. So apparently, Scott Pigsley says $6 per bottle refund from the class action lawsuit. Interesting. So that they did get into quite a bit of trouble there. 21090, good to see you. I was chatting with you over in a couple of the streams actually. Like Time Whiskey and Drums and Jams. So good to see you. Thanks for making it over to my stream. Ever since you and Self-Trust played Dr. Mario, I've been addicted to that game. Oh well, Adriana, I can challenge you in Dr. Mario. We can set something up if you're ever free on a Thursday night. What's up, Lil? Good to see you. I know Perry did a dry stream for Lil in her honor tonight. I actually didn't know that was going to happen. So Lil, I would love to do one with you or for you at some point soon. Let's chat. Just want to make sure we'll be able to tune in and make it. Oh, we got our first super chat of the night. Whiskey Mutant. What's up, Eric? Just send me them samples. Well, right now you are the only super channel. I mean, you are a super channel, name and all, but you're the only super chatter. So right now you are guaranteed to win those samples unless someone tries to take it from the Mutant. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But good to see you, Eric. All right. So we got the 4-year rye poured here. Now, this is listed as a rye whiskey. It's not listed as a straight rye whiskey. So that means that this most likely has those flavoring components added. We'll see what they do for it. We'll see if I can actually tell. But I'm just excited to drink some rye whiskey. I should have made rye January a thing because screw dry January. No offense if y'all are doing it, but for me, screw dry January. I want rye January. So next year I need to remember to do that. All right, so let's go and give this a nose. Oh, that's a rye. That's a spicy rye. That is like straight up if you want to tell someone what a rye whiskey smells like, you'll let them smell this, which is funny because it could be those flavors could be enhanced in this whiskey. Yeah, it's like freshly cut grass. But also really grainy. It's like grain forward, almost like actual rye I was gonna say seeds, whatever they're called, like rye grains. Like if you were to put them in your hands and do a bit of that and smell it, that's definitely what it's getting. Doesn't have much sweetness on it. It's very, very rye forward. I feel like this is going to be a really spicy whiskey, even at 80 proof. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Cheers, guys. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's spicy in terms of flavors. It drinks like an 80 proof, I'll be honest. That drinks really low proof. That actually, we were talking about cocktails earlier. That would stand up really well in a Manhattan or something where you want those big, bold, spicy flavors. But you don't necessarily want the burn because you're going to be mixing in some vermouth and things like that. It's really light. It's very little oak impact. I mean, it's only 4 years old. Rye whiskey, can handle oak a bit longer than bourbon. So, well, actually, no, other way around. Rye whiskey typically drinks like it's been aged longer than it has. However, I'm not getting very much wood impact on this 4 year. I'm getting those rye, spicy, the dry kind of grainy note. It is sweet. It's sweeter than I thought. But yeah, the 80 proof. I mean, the mouthfeel is like, I could be full. If I were drinking high proof stuff all night and then I moved to that, I would literally feel like I'm drinking water because it's that low proof. But I haven't had any bourbon today. I did have a cocktail earlier, but I didn't have any bourbon. So yeah, that's actually, or I said bourbon, whiskey, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. It's very, very light. Not much going on. It does have it has a pretty significant finish for it being so low proof. Like I said, this could do really well in like a simple mixed drink that you want the other ingredients to show up as well. If you want the rye to be dominant, maybe not. But yeah, that's pretty solid. Now, in terms of added flavor, can I detect that there's been flavor added? No, not really. I mean, again, it's only 2.5%, which is a weird requirement in itself, right? Because like 2.5% of a very concentrated, essential oil would definitely impact the flavor. It basically equates to adding like a teaspoon of something to each bottle, if they did use the full 2.5%, although we don't know what percent they actually used. Yeah, I mean, if it were to do anything, if I could detect anything that might be the added flavor, it would be the yeah, like the very like grassy, like herbal kind of note, and that's even more on the nose. On the palate, it has like a yeah. Now that I'm trying to look for like that artificial flavor. I mean, it could be natural flavor. I'm not really I'm finding things that could be it, that could be that, but I don't actually know. I don't know what it is. I do think it's a solid rye whiskey. $40 or $30 is a bit high. Honestly, I think there are some other ones that are also Indiana rye, which I mentioned that right, that these are all sourced from Indiana. There are some other similarly aged Indiana ryes that are half that price. Something in George Dickel rye that tastes just as good as that, if not better. So that one would not be the one I go to. However, it's very simple and it's very easy to drink. And if you are new to rye, that would be a good intro because you would get all the spiciness up front, but none of the burn. So let me catch up with the chat. I know I went on a bit of a tangent there. Emily said the only time I thought I bought Templeton was as part of a Manhattan gift set delivery, not my choice. Okay. Yeah, like I said, these are going to trust me, these are going to get better as we go up. We're starting with the base level, they're entry level products, but they're going to get better from here. So don't worry. Let's see. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Good day from down under. I hope your Friday is going well so far. To me, it's like adding coloring in scotch. Some taste it, most don't. Yeah, I don't like that's the worst thing. Is like adding color. That's something that kind of annoys me more than anything. Because I'm like, at least when you're adding flavor, you're kind of doing some crafting, doing some blending, doing something creative. But like just adding like caramel color to something, like really, you're just trying to kind of fake the fact that your whiskey is not as vibrant as it should be, or well aged. I guess. I mean, with scotch, it's not always the case, but Chris said we have our rye barrel purchased from Castle and Key, and some of you had it come of age and released Lexington Bourbon Society. It was a barrel we all bought back when Mary Ann put her first barrels and gave them cash flow. That's so cool, Chris. Man, that's a special bottle. I look forward to hearing what you think of that one. Yeah, Sugar Cane says Dickel and Bullet are alternatives. Absolutely. About the same age, 4 to 5 year old MGP. Like I said, $17-ish dollars. Or someone changed my name. Yeah, it's a 4-year rye. So I'm gonna leave a little bit of that in my glass. I do want to move on to the more well-aged rye whiskeys here. So this next one is the 6-year, very similar bottle. The label at the bottom is a dark green, which is obviously not going to show up very well with my green screen. But it does have 6 at the top. This is 91.5 proof. So we are jumping up a full over 10 proof points. Price wise, this is only $10 more. So this one is $40. So for $10 more, you're getting 2 extra years of age. It's still labeled as a rye whiskey, not a straight rye whiskey. So that flavoring component is probably in this bottle too, although it is at higher proof. So maybe it'll work a little better for us. Well, while I'm pouring this, I want to remind you guys that I have a new podcast episode coming out tomorrow. If you're not yet listening to the Bourbon Bytes podcast, you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Google, Spotify, Podbean. The link to it's down in the description below. But yes, the new episode is going to be reviewing Yellowstone bourbon, Yellowstone Select bourbon. I'm also going to be talking about the new study that came out talking about the state of the bourbon industry and how production is just massively blown up in the past few years. And also a resource that may be dwindling a bit that's going to significantly impact the future of whiskey in America. So make sure to listen to that wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so we got a little bit left of the 4-year here. Just gonna give that a nose real quick. And then let's move on to this 6-year. Oh yeah, very, very different on the nose. Yeah. Wow, only a 2-year difference too. Whereas the 4-year is like that bright, grassy kind of note. The 6-year is a lot more toned down. It's got some more earthiness. A good bit more of the wood is showing for sure. Again, with only 2 extra years, I'm very surprised by that. It still has the rye spice. You can definitely tell that it's like a rye, but it doesn't. It's not definitely not as spicy on the nose compared to the 4-year. So let's go and get this try. Like I said, $40, 6 years. Cheers, guys. Oh yeah, big improvement. Wow, for only $10 more, you're getting extra age, extra proof, and overall just better whiskey. That actually, I could sip that just like that. That drinks better, way better than like the Dickel rye we were talking about earlier. That has you can definitely tell there's some good age on that. There's a lot of oak going on. The finish is so long for 91.5 proof. I'm so surprised by how long that finish is. Wow, this may have just earned a spot, for $40. This might have earned a spot on my bar cart, like moving forward. It's very simple. Whereas I said that the 4-year would do well in like a Manhattan, this will do way better. Trust me. This is going to be the very rye forward, but a lot more of a traditional whiskey. Lots of the oak, the sweet, the kind of like baked, kind of good, or like a baked rye bread. And I'm just blown away by how much better than that is than the 4, like worlds difference. So. Those of you that were doubting Templeton based on the 4-year, if that's the only one you've tried, definitely give a try their other products because massive leap forward with that one. Chris said just looked at the bottle of Castle and Key single barrel rye pickup, and it was 118.3 proof, 4 years, so it should be really good. Absolutely, man. That sounds incredible. So jealous. Wesley says the 6-year drinks very well. I agree, Wesley. This is going in the right direction, and we're only going to hopefully get better from here. First of all, I'm going to give a shout out to Steve Burkow, who actually inspired me to buy my first bottle of Templeton. So the one we're moving to right after the 6-year is the Oloroso cask, which he told me about in Total Wine. So cheers to you, Steve. Good to see you in the house. I'm looking forward to trying this on the channel. This is still MGP, so it's all MGP at this point, which for me, it's a good thing. I love Indiana rye whiskey. I love the 95.5 rye mash bill. I don't know for sure this is a 95.5, but I'm pretty confident. Yeah, this says distilled in Indiana. Yeah, wow, that's really, really good. Well done, Templeton, with that 6-year. But now we're going to move on to the next one, which is a new release I'm very, very excited about. Let me go ahead and finish the 4-year since we've moved on from the 4-year. Let's keep working our way up. Just a reminder for everyone here, if every $5 super chat is a chance to win samples of all 4 of these Templetons. So you can do a little flight of your own and compare and see which one is your favorite. Right now, there's only one person that's entered, so your odds are pretty good. What's up, Swan? Good to see you. Oh, I was like, oh, juice. I was like, oh, but you're talking about the Castle and Key. Gotcha. I think there's some confusion there. What's up, Swan? Swan is all moved in and settled at his new place. We hung out a bit last night. Not in person. That would be really cool. He didn't move to California, unfortunately. But good to see you, Swan. Raider Nation says Oloroso cask is great. Cheers, bud. Well, great timing, Raider Nation, because we're about to move on to that. I'm just finishing off what was in my glass before. Yeah, I'm very, very excited for this Oloroso cask. So we got the 6-year at $40, 91.5 proof. Next up, Oloroso cask. So this is, like I said, the newest release. This is going to be a new annual release that they're going to put out. The way they word it on their website made it sound like it's always going to be Oloroso cask. However, this is the first one, so I don't know for sure. They may just mean that they're going to do a cask finish every year. So I don't know about I don't know for sure if this is always going to be available. But for right now, it's the only cask finish they have. This one is 92 proof, so we're going up 0.5 proof compared to the last one. This one was about $48, so only $8 more than the 6-year. Now, it's important to note, it's not on the label, but I did some research online. This is still the 6-year-old Templeton is the base. They then take that and they finish it for 9 months in Oloroso sherry casks. So it's almost 7 years if you take that into consideration. But they're always going to do a unique twist on their rye. So they're always going to do something special with their rye. So very excited to pour this. Like I said, $48 in my area. Raider Nation, as a matter of fact, I will go pour me a dram to join you. Well, cheers to you. I'm having some weird sense of deja vu right now. Have we had this conversation? Have I had this on a stream before? Because I swear, I feel like Raider Nation was the one that said that. If it's your first time here, hi, sorry. I don't think about you in my dreams or anything. Okay, that's weird. But I'm just having a really weird sense of deja vu right now. But good to see you. Yes, go please join me in a pour. Adriana says, hit that like button. Yes, if you guys are enjoying the show, please do hit the like button. It does really help out the channel. I've been seeing you guys have been doing a great job with that so far. My likes are up a lot lately. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Swan says they've done a rum and maple finish in the past. Wonder if that's a continuation of that line. Potentially. Like I said, they did a whole rebranding with these new bottles, which, like I said, I absolutely love the new bottles. That's a good point. They make it sound like this is the first time they've done it, but they have had a rum one in the past. So that's a really good point, Swan. All right, so I got the 6-year poured, or it's not the 6-year. Sorry, well, it is 6-year, but I got the Oloroso cask poured here. So we're going to do a little comparison and see if we can pick up how much that finish has impacted the 6-year rye whiskey. Scott said, I will give Templeton that the Oloroso cask is decent. I'll forgive the flavoring with that one. Yeah, so this one is still labeled as a rye whiskey. It is not straight, so it is likely still has the flavoring. Although, I'll be real, I know a lot of people are still sore about the past and the controversy and all that. I don't blame you. I just, that was before my time, before I was really into whiskey. So I don't really have a negative opinion on them based on that. And as someone that's trying it for the first time, I couldn't tell you that there's any flavoring added. I get that they're doing it to try to be unique and match an old recipe. That's cool. Is it the best decision? I don't know. Not a lot of people aren't very happy with them, but for me, I really like it so far. At least the 6-year. But we're about to find out about the Oloroso cask. Yes, Joe dropping Whiskey Mountain's link. I actually gave her a shout out on my podcast coming out tomorrow. So y'all make sure to listen to that, and of course go subscribe to her. Can we see the color difference in Oloroso? I didn't really pour enough to make that. I can show you the bottles, but y'all, I got one arm. I can't hold up 2 bottles at once. Let's see. I don't know how well this is going to show up. All right. No, that's not going to show up. Honestly, there's very little color difference. I'm going to be real. Maybe in the bottle itself. Let's see. So this is the 6-year. So, it's kind of hard to tell. 6-year is definitely darker than the 4-year. That's a given. However, the Oloroso really doesn't look that different. No. In the glass and the bottle itself, they look very similar in color, which is unique. Again, I was expecting it to be a little bit darker. Man, that's I'm gonna hold them up together. I really don't want to drop these glasses, guys. All right. No, there's a slight. I would say that the Oloroso is a little more of it's a little more orange. So there's it's a little bit different. It's more of a traditional gold, whereas the 6-year is more of a lighter, a yellow gold. But man, that's a very, very subtle color difference. I was expecting it to be a good bit more. Brandon said flavoring. Yes. So if y'all missed the beginning of the stream, basically you can add up to 2.5% of flavors to a rye whiskey, not a straight rye whiskey, but a rye whiskey, and still call it a rye whiskey in America. So that's what Templeton has done. They've added flavors to try to replicate their way that their whiskey tasted a long time ago, pre-prohibition, their family recipe. So I don't necessarily taste the flavor. I can't really tell a difference. It does taste good. Maybe that's why I like the 6-year. Hopefully, the flavor has to be safe. I was gonna say maybe they're putting some drugs in here. I don't know, but it's got to be safe. So, yeah. So, anyways, let's go ahead and try the Oloroso cask. Like I said, 6-year base, but then aged for 9 months in Oloroso. Oh man, nose is very different. Again, that's the trend I'm noticing. The nose is changing significantly with each of these releases. Yeah, this one's definitely more red fruit forward. None of these have really been fruity in any way to this point. They've been, there's still rye spice. Honestly, on this one, On the nose, I feel like it's less like a rye whiskey on the nose. This one's honestly more bourbony. Um, I don't on the nose, it's so different that I would not have. It honestly smells a lot more like the 4-year, which is weird to say. It's got more of those bright grassy notes, I think, on the nose than the 6-year had. The 6-year was more darker and richer and oakier. This one, maybe it's just the way that the sherry is impacting it. But yeah, it does smell a bit brighter. But let's go and give it a try. Cheers. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. It's there on the finish. I was like, that's like I don't really get much. I love a good sherry finished rye, but up front it wasn't really giving that to me. And it has a little bit of like a bit of like kind of like lingers like an acidity that lingers on your tongue after you swallow. I assume the flavoring that they're adding to this is the same across the board. I don't think they're changing the flavors that they're adding for the Oloroso release, although they very well could be. I do get a little bit of like an astringency with this one that I wasn't expecting. I expected it to kind of be I guess, an improvement or an addition to the 6-year. This almost feels like it's a little bit of a step back. I'm gonna go back to the 6-year and before I make that judgment. Raiders Nation said, I've been to a few lives of yours. If I have a whiskey that is being featured, I tend to pour me some to join. Well, I appreciate that so much. I hope others are doing that as well. But feel free to drink whatever you guys have, whatever you like. But yeah, Swan's reminding us that you can lace your American whiskey, but only 2.5%. Not with drugs, though. Don't do drugs, kids. Yeah, Lil's like lace Swan. I was like, lace is a strong word. That has connotations behind it. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the 6-year real quick because I was very surprised how different those were. 6 years is really good. 6 years oak forward. The oak's the driving force there. It's rich. It's got a long finish. Huh. That's really interesting. I feel bad saying that because a lot of people like the Oloroso cask. The Oloroso is a lot more sharp up front. It's definitely more like a traditional rye whiskey, whereas I feel like the 6-year kind of reminded me of like it could be a bourbon. This though, it's bright up front. It's not bad. The finish is really unique. That like fruitiness is there. Um, it's a little astringent on the tongue, and it's like a weird like acidy kind of feel. And it honestly tastes a little bit more ethanol, a little more alcohol-y. It's like not that it burns more, but there's a bit of like a vodka kind of like burn. I know that sounds awful. I don't know. Maybe I got a bad bottle. What do you guys think? Have you guys compared the 6-year to the Oloroso? Because to me, I'm not loving it as much as I love the 6-year. The 6-year is such a great whiskey, and this is $8 more, about the same proof, and about the same age. Huh? That's kind of disappointing. I don't know. I usually love sherry finish on a rye. Have y'all ever had a finish that took away from the base whiskey? I think this is the first time that's happened to me. Normally, I think it complements it and it improves it, especially MGP rye. I mean, I've had MGP rye finished with rum. I've had it finished with apricot brandy. We're talking about seagrass, which is not fully MGP rye, but same thing. Um, yeah, I've had a lot of unique. I've had port cask finished MGP rye. This is really kind of throwing me for a loop. Hmm. Well, at least the 6 years really great. I mean, again, in a Manhattan, that would be fantastic. That fruitiness would blend really well with the vermouth. But sipping neat, I'd rather have the 6-year, which is weird because that's the base spirit for that one. I don't know. The Oloroso might just look funky with it. But that's just me. I know a lot of people have been loving the Oloroso so far. But to me, it's a little weird. It gets a little weird. And I feel like it takes away from how good the 6-year is. Yeah, I'm just drinking more of the 6-year. It's really good. Um, so Scott said it's definitely brighter, but I like it. Okay, so yeah, and I think a lot of people would like it. I think just to me, it's I'm so used to a sherry finish really complementing a rye whiskey. This doesn't feel like it complements it. To me, it adds like a weird twist on it at the end. Um, but it's just not for me. That doesn't mean it's a bad whiskey at all. Raider Nation does not have the 6-year, only the Oloroso. Enjoying the bottle. You need to go get the 6-year. Oh yeah, if y'all like the 6-year and y'all haven't tried if y'all like the Oloroso and you haven't tried the 6-year, definitely give the 6-year a try, especially because it's cheaper. I think to me it's a lot more stronger of a base spirit. Whatever they're using for that one is a lot more, I don't know, rye forward. Whiskey Mutant says that Bardstown Bourbon Company finished in that the orange. Is that the Curacao one? I have not had that one. I know that Parker's did one like that, and I didn't mind the Parker's one, but I have not had the Bardstown one. Definitely took away from the whiskeys. Yeah. Speaking of whiskeys, women of whiskeys in the house, what's up? Cheers to you. They just had a stream celebrating Jen Arlino's birthday yesterday. If y'all missed it, like I missed it, go check out that. I know I looked at a little bit of it and I saw there were a lot of other great women whiskey tubers on the channel. So y'all go support them. They're an awesome new channel that has just popped up, and they're doing great live streams so far and great TikToks too, Michelle. But yeah, I'm really loving the 6 year, but the Oloroso is not quite doing it for me. Well, don't worry, because that's not the last thing. We have something even more exciting than the Oloroso. I'm gonna leave the 6 year in this. Like I feel like I've been progressively comparing. I'm gonna leave the 6 year. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the Oloroso before we get to our final pour of the night. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I don't love the Oloroso as much as I wanted to. Adriana says it was such a fun stream. And next week's we're gonna have a great one. Oh, are you gonna be on next week, Adriana? Very cool. I look forward. I try my best to make y'all do this so like. Well, no, y'all do them early. What am I thinking of? There's a stream that I missed recently, and I felt bad, but it was at 5:00, and I'm like, I can't make 5:00. It's like that's like when I'm getting off work and I'm driving home and everything. Women of Whiskey. I think y'all go live at 7, right? I think y'all are good time wise. All right, so let's go ahead and pour my one I'm most excited for. This is also a new product. And that one is the Templeton Rye 10-year-old straight rye whiskey. This is 104 proof. And like I said, 10 years old. It's a single barrel. These are all like, each of these like buzzwords are like right up my alley and what I really like. This is 10-year-old MGP rye, guys. Like that's really hard to come by, especially at a reasonable price. I mean, there's been a few different independent, I guess, bottlers that have done it. But 10-year-old MGP rye is very, very hard to come by, especially knowing that for this bottle, I only paid $70 for. So some places had it for like 81, some places had it for 90. I actually got this for $71. It was not on sale, but $71 for a 10-year-old MGP rye. That's some of the oldest MGP rye I've ever had. So I had to pick that. This honestly, other than Steve mentioning the Oloroso cask, I knew that they had a 10-year, and I wanted to try that so bad. So. And oh wow, color wise, let me do a little comparison here. So y'all, you know how I said that the 6 year and the Oloroso didn't have too much difference of a color. This 10 year is so much darker. I'm gonna pour a little bit more of the 6 year to compare, so you guys can see. So next Wednesday they are doing a true crime special with Adriana as a special guest. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I will try my darndest to get there next Wednesday. You guys also make sure you go subscribe to them and turn on notifications for them, so you can be alerted of that. So very cool. So Brandon says that 10-year-old rye has my eye. Well, you didn't say rye, but I added it there because it rhymed. Oh yeah, it has my eye too. So I want to show you all the color. It's probably not going to show up, but let me try to show you all the color difference here. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to show when I'm like have a green screen as a background. But this one is like, it's not super dark, but it is, you know how I said the Oloroso was like one step like darker orange? This is like 2 steps darker orange. So still not super, super dark, but this has 4 extra years of age on it compared to the 6 year. So I'm so excited. Like I said, I got this for $70. I'm so excited for that. It's not quite cask strength, but I mean, it's 104 proof. So not quite cask strength, but up there. I think, I mean, if y'all have been considering entering the giveaway, if that 6 year didn't convince you, this should convince you, because it's very hard to find a 10-year-old MGP rye. So for as little as $5, you get a chance to win a sample of it. So this 10-year-old, it is not finished, so it's still just and it is a straight rye whiskey. That means none of the flavor bullshit was added to that one, even though I don't think it hurt it. I don't think the flavoring hurt the 6 year. What's up, Eric Black in the house? Good to see you, Eric. Hope you're doing well. So this one is straight rye whiskey and highest proof of the night. So let's go ahead and give that a nose. I'm curious to see what you guys are seeing this for in your areas. If you guys have like a Total Wine or something, if you could search real quick and let me know how much it costs in your area, because I saw Total Wine had it for $81, and another liquor store just down the road had it for like $94. So I must have my store still has it for $70, which I think is a great deal. But I'm curious to see what you guys are seeing this for, because I mean, I'll tell you this: I paid $100 for an 8-year MGP rye that was at cask strength. That was the Presidential Dram from, I forget the name of the company that does those. But that was a 8-year-old rye whiskey, cask strength from MGP, and that was $100. So I think I just got a good deal on this one. On the nose, that's so interesting. It's so different. Let me go ahead and remind myself, because I think I'm being thrown off by the nose of the Oloroso. Yeah, I mean, the nose of the 6-year, man, that smells so good. Y'all, I am so impressed with that 6-year. I don't know, I keep going back to it, but oh my god, for $40. But now we're going up to 70, so $30 more. Joe says it's 79 in his area. Well, okay, that's about in line what I'm seeing it for around here, other than the one store. Brandon says it's 86 at Total Wine in Delaware. Okay, so yeah, it's still in about the same price range. I don't know why my store has it for $70. Might have to grab another one. We'll see though. On the nose, I think this is a lot more. You can tell there's higher proof here. I'm getting a little bit of like the nose hair singeing. To me, behind that, I'm getting a little more of like a vintage kind of note, almost like the leather or the like a bit of like a leather, like a shoe leather. It doesn't smell like feet. I'm getting like a boot or something on the nose. Huh. Yeah, maybe like tobacco leaf as well. Eric says future suggestion for color show: get some white paper behind the glasses. Would be very convenient. It would also be very difficult for me to do that with only one arm. I can't hold up the paper. I could wear a white shirt. How about that? And then like I could wear my Whiskey Mountain shirt. That's white. And I can just be like, here's the color. That's it. Hey, I can work around my disability. Donnie's back in the house, still tired and sleepy, but still here. Good. Appreciate you, Donnie. Hopefully, Donnie, you can make our hangout after. Looking forward to talking with you guys. I know I talked to you late last night, but still. Okay. This nose is almost giving me like cherry as well. Like a little bit of like a maraschino cherry a bit. Let's go and give it a taste. Cheers, guys. Wow. Ooh. Wow. That one just like you want to think on it a bit after you sip it. It honestly drinks like I know I feel like I'm exaggerating here. It drinks like a limited edition whiskey. Like there's a certain and that's like a very like personal thing, but to me, certain whiskeys, even if they are not limited edition, they have a taste, and I always say like it's a limited edition note. To me, it sounds so like stupid, like saying it out loud. But to me, whenever I have a very expensive whiskey, I look for something that makes it unique and makes it taste expensive. This isn't that expensive, but it has that note. I would honestly guess, based on the taste of this, that this would be a way more expensive whiskey than it is. I don't know how I got it for $70. Definitely still that tobacco note. More tobacco than leather on the palate. Yeah, it makes you. I don't know. My tongue like. Have you ever done anything like where your tongue like just like squirts? So, and I never do it on purpose. I try to do it on purpose, and I can't make it do it. But I just like mouth popped, and it just went. I don't know if y'all saw that. Anyways, wow. Oh, that's so good. That is. I mean, as much as I love the 6-year, I'll take it. That finish on that 10-year just keeps going. I'm going to go back to the 6-year just out of curiosity's sake. See how it compares, because it is half the price. Yeah, the 6-year is good, but that 10-year takes it to a whole nother level. Steve says Redemption has a 10-year batched MGP rye at 116 proof, around $90. Ooh, that is good to know. I will definitely seek that out, and I would love to do a comparison. Compare 2 different 10-year-old MGP ryes. I'm in heaven. Y'all, told y'all I'm a fan of MGP rye. So getting it at that old and that high proof, oh, that's a dream to me. Oh my gosh. But this one, it's not super high proof. Like I said, it's what I say, 104. Yeah, 104 proof. Still though, that drinks really, really nicely. Andrea says we call that random spinning. Yeah, we call it the same thing. I don't know if that's the official term, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to. I want to control it. I want to like master it. But Templeton barrel. Okay, that sounds like I'm gonna have to. Oh, Templeton barrel strength. I have not. You know what? That's one of their releases that came out in the old bottles, and they have not put that out in the new bottles. Actually, I was looking online. Yeah, they don't. I think that's discontinued right now, Scott. I have not seen that. If I have seen it, it's been the older bottlings of it. But that 10-year, that's a real gem right there. I am curious to compare it to the Redemption that Steve is mentioning. But for $70, this is a must buy. I'm gonna honestly, not gonna lie, if this starts to get low, I'm gonna grab several backup bottles of that one. That's so good. Mm. That's so good that I wouldn't use it in a cocktail. The 6-year is good on its own, but it would also be really good in a cocktail because again, it's $40. This is 70. This is a sip and rye whiskey. I think it would hold up well over ice as well. I typically with most whiskeys I drink neat versus over ice unless it's like super super high proof. But yeah, that's such a great whiskey. Brandon coming in saying someone has to challenge Eric. Cheers. Love this is my bourbon podcast. Yes, I love them too. Well, Eric, you have a challenger. If anyone else wants to get in, I'll give you guys about like 3 more minutes or so. Oof, sorry, I like swallowed what was left of the 10-year in my mouth. For about three more minutes or so, you can get your super chats in, and we're gonna spin the wheel of whiskey. Someone's gonna win samples of all 4 of these pour. Like I said, every $5 is an entry. Brandon has got 2 entries, and Eric has got 2 entries so far. So we'll see. We'll see if anyone else wants to get their name in the hat. That's pretty good freaking odds. Scott says distillery only now, maybe. Might have to get you a bottle. Well, Scott, yes, let me know. Especially if you see it in these beautiful bottles, because these are the newest releases. And I love these bottles. They're so pretty. They're so pretty, guys. I love it. Chris says our Jefferson's 10-year rye from 2012 was fantastic. If I remember correctly, it's a 10-year MGP. Wow. 2012. Gosh, I was not old enough to drink. So I was, yeah, I would have not had that one. That sounds really good though. God, man, I'm so old. I feel old now, but yeah, in 2012, I was a freshman in college. So, I mean, I could have probably got a drink, but definitely my drink of choice at the time would not have been a 10-year-old rye whiskey. It should have been, I would have had a much better collection by now if I had started drinking good whiskey in that time, but did not, unfortunately. I started out drinking our first like drink, like I mean, I had sips of wine and like glasses of wine every now and then, but our first, like as soon as my husband turned 21, we were roommates at the time. We met in college. He turned 21 before me, a couple months before me, and we bought up a bunch of cheap flavored vodkas, and that was our first legal drink. We got the little mini bottles of them, and like we had like 20 of them, and we drank way too many of them, and we both got so sick the next morning. But you know what? It didn't turn us off the flavored vodka. We continued to drink it for the next 2 years until finally started trying more mature things. Nothing wrong with, hey, if you love flavored vodka, more power to you. I just think to me, I moved on to more like natural flavors. Although now we're going back in the past with Templeton because there's flavors added here, so might as well be a flavored whiskey. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. So let me just have another sip of that 10-year while we wait, just in case. I don't want to cut anybody off in case they want to get entered. That 10 years is fantastic. Wow. So I put that into my. Wait, now I know why I mentioned that. That was in my top 10 list for the year last year, right? I think so, because I bought it and I tasted it and I loved it. And I was so mad that I hadn't featured it on the channel yet because I'm like, this is one of the best things I've tried all year. I believe that was in my top 10. I do not have that list in front of me anymore. Dang it. But y'all remind me. I thought I'd had it on the channel before. So now that makes sense. Like now that deja vu moment. I actually think now I've made the connection now. You know how I said that Raider Nation was like, I had deja vu moment with him. I think he was on the top 10 whiskey of the year stream, and I mentioned the Templeton, and he said he was going to go pour the 6-year. That's or the Oloroso. That's what happened. Is it worth 85? Yes. Now that being said, someone just told us, I think was it. So Steve says Redemption has a 10-year. It's not a single barrel. So this one is a single barrel. So of course your mileage may vary depending on the single barrel. The one that I got's great. It's a really fantastic. But Redemption has a 10-year batched version, at higher proof. So that one's 116 proof and it's around 90. So I have not compared it, but I definitely going to seek out that bottle and do a little comparison there. Or Steve, if you have an open bottle, then, but yeah, wow. I think it's worth 85. I'm lucky that I get it for 70, but I would definitely pay 85 for it. Oh, okay. Whiskey Mountains. Oh, wow. I was about to say, like, she's in for a rye. What the heck alternate universe is this? But she says on behalf of Nick, who may like them. I think Nick would really, really like the 10-year, maybe the Oloroso as well, knowing kind of what he likes a little bit. Thank you so much, Whiskey Mountains. Hopefully, well, not hopefully. I don't honestly. I hope all y'all win. I wish I could, but we're gonna go ahead and cut off the super chats now. We got 5 entries, so let me go ahead and get those entered into the Wheel of Whiskey. Let me copy everyone's names here. Share my screen in just a second. Everyone in the chat, let me know what you are most excited to try of all these. Hearing my notes, is there one that stands out as the ones you want to try the most? Let me know. I hope that I like I said, no financial interest. They didn't send me these to promote. These are my own purchases. So, all right. So we got the Wheel of Whiskey set up here. Let me shuffle it a couple times. All right. So we're about to see who's going to win these samples here tonight. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, Wheel of Whiskey. I love this. I love doing this. All right, guys, we're going to see who wins the samples of the Templeton Rye Whiskeys tonight. Let's go and get the wheel pulled up here. Everyone's name is entered. Let's go ahead and spin the Wheel of Whiskey. Go back to the 6 year. Oh, it's a close one. Oh, it's close. Oh, that was so close. Oh, my gosh. Sorry, Adriana, but Brandon won the samples. Brandon, congratulations. I'm so excited to send this to you guys. I feel like I just sent you guys the samples recently. Well, congratulations again. Hopefully you're enjoying whatever I sent last. I don't even remember what it was. It was something good, I know. but thank you so much for everyone that entered tonight. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. I know this has been more of a casual stream, but I love just hanging out with you guys, and I hope to do more of it here soon. Like I said, no live stream this Saturday. I'm going to be, we're going to Universal Studios, and there's like this very expensive like dinner buffet at the Hilton right down the road from it. It's $75 a person, and they have like lobster and crab legs and oysters and all this great stuff. So I will report on Discord how that is. If y'all are not yet part of our Discord community, what are you waiting for? It's a great community of all these amazing people you see in the chat. You can chat with them any day of the week, any time of night. Sometimes they're hanging out in the sip and lounge at random times of night. You can go to bourbonbytes.com to see the link to that. It's at the very bottom. Scroll to the bottom and you will see the link to the Whiskey and Gaming Lounge Discord server. If you're new to Discord, trust me, it's so much fun. You get to just hang with people, share photos of what you're eating. If you got to eat, like I said, I'm going to be sharing photos from that buffet on Saturday. But yeah, I'll be live next Thursday with another live stream. And then the following Saturday, we're going to do another Arcade Spirits dating sim stream, which should be a ton of fun. I cannot wait. Brendan says, thanks. I can't wait to try it. I really want to try the 10. Well, congratulations. I'm so excited to share it with you. So fun times on Discord indeed. Speaking of which, Patreon members, $10 and up. We're going to do our after party hangout right about now. Like I said, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, we are doing our $5 monthly hangout. So as little as $5, you can hang out with us and get a little taste for our after party hangouts in our monthly one, which is open to so many more people. So thank you all again for tuning in. Thank you all for your support, your super chats, your Patreon, your patronage, whatever you want to call it. Tune into the podcast tomorrow. It should be a really fun episode. I'm not done editing it yet, which, by the way, I need to do that. So, so great hanging with you guys, and I will chat with you next Thursday. But until then, I'll see you on Discord. Have a great one. Cheers.